Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there was a king and a queen who loved each other very much and happily ruled together side by side. But there was always one thing missing: a child. The queen and king always wanted a child of their own, and after a while something magical happened. The queen was pregnant. They watched as their baby grew and grew each month, getting bigger and bigger. On November 29th, 2014, Princess Amy decided to come into the world, and the kingdom rejoiced with the news of a healthy baby girl. The princess's crown fit perfectly upon her head like it was meant to be. She had bright blue eyes and a heart of gold. Everyone in the land showered her with presents and kisses and love. She was truly the favorite princess ever in the kingdom. But their happiness did not last long. Soon sickness fell upon Princess Amy. She was losing weight so fast the queen was very scared she would lose her baby. Not even her guard dogs could help the princess. The king and queen drove to the hospital. The doctors put little Princess on an IV and tried everything, but the doctors themselves were puzzled as to why she was so sick. The queen was losing hope fast. The king and queen, both scared, decided to look towards the kingdom's subjects for help. He sent the word out that Princess Amy's life was in danger, and they need their subjects' help in saving her life, and that if anybody could save her life, to please come to the castle. The next day, the king heard a tiny knock on the castle door. The head guard, named River Rat, let the tiny green-winged fairy inside. She bowed her head towards the king and softly spoke. "I am Heather from Fairyland. I have heard about the sickness of the princess and came to help. I am a healing fairy." The king quickly gave the fairy the princess and hoped she could help. Gently laying the princess on a glowing blue light, the fairy wrapped the light around the princess's belly. She sang to the princess, sprinkling gold dust on the top of the princess's head, singing a sweet song. The fairy's voice sounded like angels. She sang, "Oh, sweet baby, little princess, healed now and forever. No more sickness shall weep over your body. Through light and love will guide you and keep you safe. Oh, sweet baby, little princess, kneel now and forever." The fairy then said, in order for the sickness to never again touch the princess, she would need the love from all of the royal subjects. The king quickly gathered all their subjects, and each person took turns holding the princess. The king prayed that the fairy was right. This felt like the last hope in saving his sweet daughter's life. He watched everyone as they held the princess and turned to the fairy and asked her,
"How will we know this will work?"
The fairy looked down at the princess, who was returning to her arms, and spoke. "You have to have faith that it will. Know that the love will overcome anything the evilness in the world puts out. She will get better, not because of me, but because of everyone who loves her. I only just awoken the hope inside of her." The fairy spoke quickly. "Leave the light on her for the next few days, and surround her with those who love her. Do not give in to the darkness. The light will guide you." When those words said, she conjured a star and blew it gently at the princess. The princess smiled in her sleep. The fairy then took off into the night sky, leaving a trail of gold dust behind. The very next day, the queen woke up to feed the princess. She noticed the princess's face was rounder, and her daughter was much more hungrier than before. The queen's heart began to build more hope after every breath the princess took. The princess's health began to incline, and soon she started to hit every single one of her milestones. She was finally healthy and happy and well loved. The king knew he did the right thing by turning to the people for help. The king asked the main guard, River Rat, to find the fairy and tell her she is welcomed in the castle any time, and she will always have a place in their hearts for what she has done. Time flew by, and soon the princess turned 1. The whole kingdom was invited for her birthday bash. They laughed and smiled the whole night away. The end.